Hi, this is Michael Uslan. You're watching Batman on Film.
Hey now, welcome to episode 52 of the Batman on Film vlog. I am the founder and editor-in-chief of Batman on Film, Jett Ramey. And with me is, you're like always with me, so I mean, it's just Rick Shew is in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, hello Rick.
I thought this was an appropriate shirt to wear today, Bill. Even though unlike you, I didn't get to actually watch the game last night.
Let's don't even go there. Let's don't even go there. That's a non-negotiable with me. Non-negotiable.
Yeah, I was in a lot of fun at the dinner double date. I kept looking at my phone and checking stats, and I think we were the only restaurant in Dallas that didn't have a TV anywhere. Not even in the bar area.
That's unacceptable.
It's unacceptable.
That is unacceptable.
It was a really great time in a great restaurant though, but
sure
no TVs.
Sure it was. All right, let's get to it. It's of course yesterday was Batman Day. We're going to talk about Batman Day to wind this thing up. A couple things, just some house cleaning type stuff we're going to talk about first in terms of Batman on Film. As expected, the Batman is going to be headquartered at Warner Brothers UK studio and in Leavesden, I believe I pronounced it correctly, which is about 20 miles outside of London. Of course, they don't use miles, they use kilometers, or kilometers, tomatoes. What is about 20 miles in kilometers, Rick? Do you have any idea?
Oh, I don't know actually.
It's approximately this. It's approximately this. They're not that far off. Anyway, the whole point is that it's going to shoot in the UK, and then you and I talked about.
They don't know what a quarter pounder is. Go ahead.
Well, that's true, but I mean, I guess that's like Kleenex, isn't it?
Like Kleenex?
You know what I mean. And Vaseline.
Well, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, Kleenex is a brand.
Yes, but
okay.
You know what I mean.
Yes, and they say
give me a Kleenex, and doesn't it's a tissue, but
right.
Same thing as Coke here in Texas. Everything is a Coke. You want a Coke? What kind? Oh, give me a Dr. Pepper. Okay.
Matt Reeves tweeted yesterday. I don't mean to interrupt your Coke rant there, but
no, I'm all for
it. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Happy Batman Day from London. Where does he live? Do you know? I have no idea where he lives.
He's an LA guy, dude.
I think I would assume he would be.
Yeah.
So right on. Yeah. He's in London right now. Well, I wonder why.
Well, go figure. So, speaking of which, they're going to be. Oh, and there's Cookie.
That's my Selena.
Right on cue.
Yeah. So anyway, continue.
Anyway, so we got to talking that at this Warner Brothers UK, this is where they shot the Harry Potter films. They shot Justice League there. They shot, I think, some notable films. There's been a lot, but the Harry Potter spinoffs, the Fantastic Beasts, they shoot there. Mm-hmm. And so it's known for having these huge sound stages. A lot of things they soundstage outside with these huge green screens. Speaking of which, that was our conversation, was that we hope that this thing isn't done completely on sound stages and green screen, and I don't think it will be. Knowing, doing a little research on Matt Reeves and how he shoots his movies, but I don't want to see that sort of aesthetic in this film. Here's my example. If you're going to do a rooftop scene, come on, it's going to be a rooftop scene between Gordon and Batman and the Batman, obviously. I mean, that's just tradition, or it should be. Shoot the son of a gun on a rooftop like they did in The Dark Knight and they did in Batman Begins, not like they did in Justice League. So, I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
I really wanted it on green screen, and I wanted Gordon in his PJs again.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Like in Batman Forever, yes.
Right. And I want lines like, something about a beeper and getting drive-through. I mean, I'm just trolling you on Batman Forever, sir. But no, I 100% agree with you, and I think we will. I think we're going to get something more fantastical than what Nolan did, and I kind of hope so. That's what we're doing here. What is that?
Oh, just speaking of Batman Forever, it's my new Batman for Batman 80. It's a Batman Forever pop vinyl character.
Oh, it's specifically what makes it. What's distinctive about it that makes it Batman Forever? I couldn't tell. I mean, it says it, but what does he?
It says Batman Forever on there.
Right? Does he have nipples?
He's in the bat. Yes, he does. He's in He's in the Batman Forever suit, and he's holding the.
Oh, okay. The suit.
The card.
The suit looked a little more generic. Now I see it. Okay. Yeah, that is.
Yeah, and
I like that suit actually.
And he the Panther suit, and he's holding the riddle, the first riddle that. Enigma.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's very.
Okay. Anyway,
that suit's really cool.
Thanks for setting me up. All right, let's get rolling here. So anyway, I mean, on a serious note, Rick.
What I was saying is, I think, and I've said this before, I think we're going to get something that's grounded, but a little bit more fantastical than what Nolan did, and I'm actually kind of hoping that's what we get.
Fantastical. Define what you mean exactly by fantastical, because some people say, "Oh, then we'll get." Outer space and aliens and magic and Clayface and
not quite that extreme.
An 8-foot tall Bane
but maybe a Bane that's a much larger person than Tom Hardy. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe even a Joker that's perma-white. I don't know. I'm just saying that it might not necessarily be as grounded as Nolan's. And the reason I say the reason I say I hope that's what we get. What I really mean by that is I just hope that Matt Reeves gets to do what he wants to do, and that's just kind of my guess.
Obviously, But back to you want to see practical stunts, practical shots.
Yes.
As little CGI as possible. A combination of look at those Apes films, Rick.
Yeah. Because he did the last two. He didn't do the first one, but yeah.
I mean, yes, the Apes were CGI.
Right. They have obviously,
but they were actual performances, motion capture. They were actors playing those roles.
Thank you, Jar Jar Binks.
Yes, and but. It looked real out the surrounding. He did combine some. Not everything was done on green screen with Apes films. He actually shot outside on location and combined the two. And doing a little research, talking to our friend John Reagan from the Batman on Film Facebook group, he's a filmmaker himself, and he talked about how Reeves combines the two and integrates it almost seamlessly. So that's what I'm looking for. I don't want. I'm sorry. It's not. I'm not trying to bash BDS. I'm not trying to bash Justice League. I don't want that look. That fake. Look. I mean, I'm sorry.
That stylized Snyder.
Yeah.
Sin City-esque look. Yes. Yeah. I don't want it either.
Yes. So hopefully they'll shoot. I know. They're going to do a lot of it on these stages at Warner Brothers UK. But, what will be interesting to see, Rick, before we move on to the next topic is if they shoot on location, where will it be? Okay, will they come back to the United States and do some stuff in American City? Will they shoot in London or another UK city? I'm talking in terms of like Gotham, and like a rooftop and stuff like that. I'm sure they'll use building something. They'll be Wayne Manor. They'll have some mansion, some sort of estate in the UK. I would imagine that it will serve as is Wayne Manor.
Well, and maybe Reeves has something up his sleeve, unique, like I don't know, Bryan Singer shooting Superman Returns. I mean, Metropolis in that movie was in Sydney, Australia.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Who knows? Maybe he's got something that hasn't really been utilized a city, whether it's in Europe or the States.
And even with the Dark Knight trilogy, when of course, Dark Knight shot almost completely in Chicago. Batman Begins shot mostly in the UK, actually, but it shot for about a week to 10 days in Chicago, and then of course Rises shot in Pittsburgh, but
and New York.
Yes, and the Wall Street, the the bank scene was that was from New York, but whenever you saw the city, whether it's Batman Begins or there was a combination of computer generated images and real stuff to form Gotham. So it wasn't like, I mean, I know there's some shots in Dark Knight where you go, I know that building in Chicago and so forth. But whenever they panned out and showed Gotham, it wasn't all New York or all Chicago or all Pittsburgh. It was a combination of computer generated effects and so forth. But I'm interested in seeing what his Gotham looks like. I want to see, where he shoots on location, what buildings are used. I'm interested in all that stuff. So that's the fun part, which is coming. Yeah, Matt Reeves is there prepping
on a side note, Variety has an interview with Robert Pattinson. I know it's made its rounds on Twitter. It's a week or two old at this point, but anyway, it's a really charming interview with him. He seems like a really good dude. But
did we talk about that on a vlog or no?
Okay. No, we haven't done a vlog since then.
Yeah,
I just love when they ask him, because it's on camera, right? So you have the transcript obviously in the magazine, but there's video of it.
Yeah.
And they ask him, so where were you when you found out that you were cast as Batman? He was kind of like with Nolan.
It was his first.
He said
it was his first day on set.
Because isn't that wild or something?
Yeah,
it was just. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. I'd recommend checking it out.
Yeah, it's really good, and you really get to. I wrote a story with quotes, and then I added on Variety posted the interview as a video. You really get to see his personality in that video.
That's a good way to put it. That dude's legit, man.
Yeah,
and one of the things that was interesting about it is how he talks about the film incarnations and how they're all very different. And he said, there's a lot of things that haven't been explored. I'm paraphrasing here, and essentially letting us know that what they have up their sleeve is something we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
So whatever Matt Reeves has brewing, wherever he ends up, I think we're going to get a very unique take, and I think that's great.
That's the only way to go, right? I mean, you want to rehash old territory, what we've already seen before.
This is going to be a detective. I mean, we're going to see Batman the detective like we've never seen.
I liked also.
We know that for sure.
Look, I don't think you have to be a Batman fan to play Batman. Michael Keaton certainly wasn't a Batman fan. Christian Bale was not. Although these guys, I think Christian Bale came around to knowing a lot about the character, probably more so than any of the other actors. Now Ben Affleck he's a Batman fan. He is a legit Batman fan. But my point is, Pattinson said it was a character he always thought about playing, and he pursued this role, and he had a Batman costume when he was a kid, and all that. It's cool. It's still kind of cool when you get a guy who he really wanted this, and which gets me in another whole rant about Variety leaked the fact that he was going to he was up for the role, and you can even do it with the trades are doing it, and Pattinson he said he was effing pissed because he hadn't tested yet. His screen test was he was at Cannes, whatever, how you pronounce that, Rick? You're an actor, you know about all these film festivals. Cannes, the film festival.
I always say Cannes. It's
Cannes,
probably
whatever.
That's the Texas way to say it.
Yeah, Cannes.
Yeah,
Cannes.
I believe it actually is properly pronounced.
Well, let's say it Texan. Over in Cannes.
Yeah.
Over in France. Y'all, he that news broke, and he was pissed because he hadn't tested yet, and he goes, this is gonna ruin the whole thing, it's gonna blow it. But he came back, he tested, and got the role. All right, so excited for the Batman. All right, Birds of Prey dropped its first poster, maybe the only one it's going to drop since that movie's coming out in February. It was, at first I was like, what? WTF? And then I got what they were going for completely. Mm-hmm. I like it. So what were your thoughts on the?
I liked it. Yeah. I liked it the moment I saw it. I thought it was stylized. I thought it was fun. I think that's going to be the movie. I'm optimistic about this film. I mean, obviously she's the star of this thing, as she should be, and Man, a lot of people feathers were ruffled about seeing Ewan McGregor's face on that poster. Kind of interesting.
Well, that's another thing. It was like, and then also there was some butt hurtness over the fact that none of the characters looked like their comic book incarnations, and including McGregor's black mask did not have a black mask on.
I'm assuming, by the way, we'll probably get that,
Yeah,
right? But
yeah.
but he's a star,
Yeah.
so they're going to use his face to help promote the film.
Yeah, I mean,
right, right.
I know nothing about this film. Really, all I know is it'll come out in February, and I'm going to watch it, and then I'll judge it then.
Right.
That's
The
it.
poster worked for me. I thought it was
Yeah.
just a lot. I thought it was a lot of fun.
She has a really, I don't know if funny is the word to use, but it's kind of funny look on her face, like she's not all there. You know what I mean?
She's so great.
With
I mean,
cuckoo things flying around her head.
totally.
Yeah. So I get
fun.
it. I get it. So we'll see. We'll see how that pans out here very shortly. Batman Day. All right, let's get to it here. Batman Day was yesterday, and we decided we would do something Batman, and we would not tell each other what it was, so that would lead to more how I want to say it, unplanned discussion, right? So
Right.
what did you do, Rick, for Batman Day?
Well, Batman Day was derailed for me a little bit. I could talk more about what I did last year because my kids and I put on Batman clothes and we went and donated clothes to Salvation Army. What my plan was yesterday is once everything settled down in real life, because we had 3 soccer games, we had a birthday party, and then my evening got hijacked because we ended up having plans I wasn't aware of, which was great, but I was supposed to watch Lego Batman with my girls last night. So they ended up having to go to Grandma and Grandpa's house because we had plans. And so what I promised them is that we would do that today. So we're going to watch Lego Batman today. So Batman Day celebration will be a day late. But one thing I was able to do in between just the madness of the day, being a guy that has kids and everything, both playing soccer, is I wanted to post something on Twitter. I wanted to tweet something out that was one of my favorite scenes in a Batman film. And there might have been a little bit of me trolling on this one, Bill. I can't lie, maybe just a little. But I genuinely do think the ending of The Dark Knight Rises is one of, if not the best ending to any movie. It's one of my favorites, up there with like Shawshank Redemption. That's how much I love that closing. And Usual Suspects is another one. But in the course of looking, I watched just a lot of scenes from everything from '89, even the Schumacher stuff, through the Nolan trilogy, and even a little bit of BVS. And I probably spent an hour of my day throughout the day watching scenes from the movies. And there's just so many great ones. But I went ahead and tweeted The Dark Knight Rises ending, #Batman Day. It's definitely one of my favorite endings of all time.
I have a hard time. I have a hard time picking one of those 3 endings as my favorite. I mean, the end of The Dark Knight leaves you frickin' speechless.
It's great. It is great.
The ending of Batman Begins makes you want to pump your fist and say yes.
So that one is up there too. It's a different kind of feeling though, because that one is a yes, and then the end of The Dark Knight Rises is a wow. Look what Nolan did with this. And that's
it's that, and it's, hey, I'm not gonna lie, I got a little misty at the end of Dark Knight Rises. It moved me. Which proved that it goes to the point of how invested I was in that character, Bruce Wayne.
Right.
I was invested in him completely in that movie.
Yeah.
Look, the end of Batman '89 when he's up on the bat signal and he's on the spindle. It gives me, it's tingly. I like it.
I want to like that more. It's just so obviously fake. That's what kills it for me. But I watched several scenes of Batman '89 yesterday. I still just love that movie, and I love when Jack shows up to Jack Palance's suite, his whatever it is, his condo or whatever he has in downtown Gotham. And he is the Joker for the first time. He's like, "You set me up over a woman."
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Your life won't be worth spit.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
To be fair, because I shit on Batman Forever a lot, but I watched the scene where Dick shows up to Wayne Manor for the first time, and even though I will always say it's silly because he looks like he's a 22-year-old kid. In fact, I think Chris O'Donnell was. That's still a very good scene, and I like the dialogue in it a lot. And incidentally, the first time there was some kind of reference to another universe in that era of Batman films when he says the circus must be halfway to Metropolis by now. Yeah, right. I always kind of forget about that. But anyway, that was my Batman day, watching Lego Batman today. Interesting little side note. Our friend Chris McKay, call him my friend, is he on the show? We've talked about even getting together with him for drinks last year. Those stars didn't quite line up. Director of Lego Batman retweeted my tweet yesterday, Happy Batman Day, so that was pretty cool.
All right.
That was a nice treat for Batman Day.
I put out, what's your favorite non-Batman comic? How did I ask it on Twitter? Your favorite incarnation of Batman, not the comics. I mean, that's the original source material. And so mine is the Dark Knight trilogy. That's mine. What's yours, Rick?
No, that's easily the same.
Dark Knight trilogy. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people, there are a lot of people.
Batman.
What do you think was second, or what was another one that was highly referenced as their favorite incarnation, non-comic incarnation of Batman?
I would assume, considering the age, considering most of these guys are younger than us, would probably be Batman '89. Oh, yeah. Okay, that doesn't surprise me. I have it up here myself.
Yes.
And yeah.
You're welcome.
Okay, that is yeah. Thanks. You did get it for me. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, that was highly referenced. My favorite. I asked about your favorite. Then I asked favorite comic story,
which is just really post '89. Anyways, it's all kind of that same era.
It's
90s,
right after it came out in 90. It came out in 92.
92 or 3, something like that.
93.
Because it was after Returns, because
yes.
I liked what they did with the Penguin when they gave him the flipper hands, but he was still he was still a normal guy.
September of 93, I believe, is when Batman the Animated Series.
Because I was a senior in high school, so that's when it was.
I also asked, going back to the source material, what's your favorite Batman comic and or storyline? And mine was, and I wore it, my favorite comic, as you can see, is Batman from 251, The Joker's 5-Way Revenge, 1973. It's the first Batman comic I remember actually reading. I remember having comics before that, but actually reading, and I remember thinking, my 7-8-year-old mind thinking, this is a lot different than the Adam West TV show that I grew up with, and that's what really turned me the beginning of what formed what Batman was to me. More dark, serious, creature of the night type stuff. My favorite, and this was tough. My favorite Batman storyline from the comics, and I went back and forth on a lot of them. It's Batman. It's Year One is my favorite. Batman Year One is my favorite graphic novel / storyline, whatever, not individual comic. So,
and I know we disagree, and you think it's overrated, and I just actually purchased it again because I didn't have it, but I picked up The Killing Joke, and I want to reread it going into see the Joker movie just because it's my favorite Joker story. And I want to, and it's obviously not going to have much to do with that film of anything other than maybe some slight, obscure references. But I still love that book, and we're actually going to podcast on that book, so that'll be a fun show. I'm gonna get on that podcast. In fact, I think it was my idea to do that show. Maybe not. Maybe it was Ryan. I don't remember whose idea it was, but anyway.
I will say it's not as overrated as Hush. But anyway,
I picked up. I also picked up. Ego, which I have not read because you recommend me read that, and I picked up Long Halloween.
You haven't read Ego yet?
No, I haven't read it yet, but
There's a lot of people. I've turned people on that. It is story.
Right. It's in my bedroom, right on my nightstand by my bed right now. And I'm going to read Long Halloween again. I picked that up as well. So
all right.
Because and a lot of this for me is I want to either revisit or in Ego's case read for the first time what we know Matt Reeves is using at least as somewhat of an influence for his story.
Probably want to watch Chinatown too.
Yeah, no, I know. We discussed that in terms of the style. I'm hoping it's something like Chinatown, which by the way, that movie is like flawless, man. When's the last time you watched Chinatown? That's a damn good movie.
I think and in its entirety, it's been, I don't know, years, but I've seen it pop up on TV every once in a while, like AMC or something will have it, you know, and I'll watch it. Yeah, it doesn't suck, does it?
No, it doesn't suck at all. And a movie that's comparable, that's almost just as good as LA Confidential.
Yeah. So this is the time. Go ahead.
I've made 3 Kevin Spacey references inadvertently. So
yes,
Superman Returns and Usual Suspects, and now we're talking about LA Confidential.
All right, this is the part where you go, say, Bill, what else did you do for Batman Day?
Hey, Bill, what else did you do for Batman Day?
Well, I thought about watching the Dark Knight trilogy, but I watch it all the time anyway. So I said, well, let me go back. Let's get back to my Batman fandom origin, and I pulled out this baby, the box set from the '60s show. I'm even going to push the button. Hold on. Oh, is it still working? Oh, it's starting to fade out. But anyway.
Here's my Killing Joke. Actually, right there.
And I watched several episodes. I watched the first one, High Diddle Riddle, and of course, you know, they're like 40 minute, because you got to watch both of them. You got to watch the first part, then the cliffhanger, and then you watch the second part. So I watched that one. I watched the first one with the Joker, Cesar Romero's Joker. Those 2 episodes. And I watched one other one, and I can't forget. Maybe the King Tut episode. I just pulled out, so anyway, I watched some of that. That's what made me a Batman fan. I had to pay respects and had to tip my hat again to Adam West, Batman. That's why I'm a Batman fan. Watching that show, these episodes reminds me of being 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, coming home from school and watching Batman in reruns on cable TV, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Every time I watch one, I think about that.
And when I was a little kid, I would sit there and anticipate whether or not it was an episode with Batgirl, because you didn't know until the opening credits or whether or not she swung out or not. And I just remember that anticipation. I don't know why. I just was, is this going to be one with her or without her? Hey, I want to show you something I've had since I was 3 years old. These guys have been with me, I mean, my whole life, and I've always had them on display, even in high school. And when I've moved from all over different parts of the country, including Southern California, I mean, these guys went with me everywhere I went, and they still are with me. 1978. It's kind of funny. I wrote my name there, Ricky Joe, which is, you know, my redneck family version of my name. But I don't know if you've ever seen these guys or not, but they've been with me a long time. And it's obviously, and the reason I'm showing this, because it's obviously Adam West and Burt Ward.
I've seen them at your house.
Yeah.
I've never held them. Are they plastic or? Oh, okay. They're squeaky people.
Yeah, this dude's been with me almost just as long, by the way. I've had this guy since like 2nd grade. My Yoda puppet.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're always together. Because 2 of my favorite things, Star Wars and Batman. Anyway.
So that's basically what I did.
Yeah.
And what you did, and we mixed in some
other
stuff along the way.
I really wanted to talk about watching Lego Batman with my kids and the joy that movie brings them, because it does. But we're going to do it today. So
they watch it, right? They watch it how often?
They were watching it quite a bit until Into the Spider-Verse came out, and then they kind of shifted to that. It's pretty cool that they like both of those a lot.
That's a good one.
Oh, it's great. They're both Lego Batman and Into the Spider-Verse are like, I could watch. I don't care which one. Put one in and I'll watch it. They're great.
All right. And let's see, I'm just going to, well, I'll show you this one too. Let's see, make sure you can see it. All right, this is another pop figure I got. This is Batman 89, Michael Keaton.
Oh, cool.
Suit.
Yep.
Completely. What else? Oh, I got this one. This is some stuff that's came in after I boxed all my shit up. All my stuff's over here. This is vinyl pop Batman, the original Batman from Detective Comics 27. Purple gloves and everything. I got that. So, man, all my stuff. You know what? I kept some of my books out. A lot of them are all boxed up, so I'm having a hard time pulling stuff out to read. All right. I'm going to plug the Joker Watch Party for the boys. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
All right. So, let me make sure I get these dates correct. All right. So, on the 5th of October, Rick, up in New York City, Pete Vera and Eric Holzman are going to, and I think Ryan's going to be there. Ryan Haas. Yeah,
Ryan is going to be there.
It's the same weekend as New York Comic Con. Saturday, the boys are going to host a watch party. They're planning on doing a 7:30 p.m.-ish screening. It will be at the AMC 34th Street 14, and it's it's close to Penn Station. So, if you know that give you a landmark there, that part of New York. I know exactly where it is. And they're having the previewing festivities will be at District Social New York City, which is 252 West 37th Street in the NYC. There is a Facebook page for this event. You can RSVP there. You can always find Eric and Ryan and Pete on Twitter. I think Pete and Eric are they're the ones who are putting it all together. So Ryan's actually he does not live in New York, so he's going up there from North Carolina, but he will be representing Batman on film there. So I can't make it because I would have went. I have that weekend. I've had plans for a year. I'm going to the DFW, Rick, to watch the Cowboys and the Packers. It's my yearly trip with my childhood buddy who lives in South Carolina. But go up there and hang out with those guys, Rick. So I know you're going to actually meet up with those guys, but not that week. It's the following weekend, right?
Yeah. So I'm actually
Okay, yeah.
I'm in Boston for 10 days on business, and the weekend of the 12th, which is Texas OU weekend. So we're obviously not going to that game in Dallas.
Yeah.
That sucks. But I will be watching that game at a bar in downtown Manhattan with Eric. So Eric Holzman. So yeah, I'm actually going to New York the weekend after Comic-Con and after their Joker watch party. Ryan Haas was giving me some crap about that. I'm like, I didn't plan this trip. My wife just said, you don't have to fly home for 2 days out of Boston. I got the girls. And so I said, well, if that's okay with you, I'm just going to go to New York and hang out with some guys. I'm really looking forward to that trip, man, because I'm going to actually meet some people. I've met Pete and Eric, obviously, but I've not met Mario. I haven't met Aaron. There's those guys from like Fanboy Garage and what is Mario's thing now? Does he still have Revenge of the Fans?
Yeah, I'm just going to give him a shout out.
I think he's still running that thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
He has decided, and I'll give him a lot of props for this. He has decided that does not want to be part of the scoop game any longer and be a quote unquote scoop site. And more power to him.
He's a very, very talented guy. Put those talents towards just entertaining us and being a fan.
This stuff is awesome. Let's fan out over it, if for lack of a better term.
Sure.
You know, I'm not saying following the Batman on film mode, but kind of those terms. You know, Batman Film's not a scoop site. I don't want to be a scoop site. I don't care about scooping stuff. So
and we could have, but you could have been many times.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I will. Anyway, I'll just leave it there. So anyway, come full circle here. I'm really excited to meet those guys in person, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I'm jealous.
And Matty Fleck actually I think is coming up from. So shout out to that dude. I think he's coming up for that. Who knows?
Well,
more the merrier, man.
Y'all have fun.
All right, so
Have fun.
before we wrap this up,
Yeah.
you got your Joker invite for a press
Yes.
screening?
Yeah.
Okay.
It will
Man,
be.
I hope I can go to
Yeah.
mine. I may be out of town, but if I am, I'm going to try to get into whatever city I'm going to. But Brian Chatlin will be definitely going, and
I think on the 30th
he'll do
of
a video for that.
September, I'll see it. So look for that.
Yeah.
I'll have a review. Brian will have a video review, I'm sure, right, Rick?
Regardless, Brian will
Okay.
have a video. He'll
Yeah.
either be going with me or he can take his girlfriend if I can't go.
Well, if you're here, you and I'll go.
I might
Okay.
be in Houston or I
Yeah.
might be in Austin, but if I'm in Houston, you and I will go.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay.
We'll go. All right.
Okay.
One last thing. I want to give a plug. Michael Uslan hit me up. He has a new edition, an updated edition of his memoir, The Boy Who Loved Batman, where he talks more about some of the recent stuff up to Joker in the book. It will be available on October 1st. And I wrote a little story on Batman on Film, plugging it for him, and he gave us a very nice quote and description of what's in the book and what's new. So if you've never read The Boy Who Loved Batman, read it. It's a great book, great story, feel good story. Michael's awesome, done a lot of stuff. So and he's very good to Batman on Film. So yeah, pick that up. And details are on Batman on Film proper. All right, Rick. Anything else you can think about that we didn't hit today?
No, not really. Follow me on Twitter at ShewRick, SHEW.
All right, and follow me at Batman on Film. Don't forget about the boys having the Joker watch party up in New York City on the 5th of October, and we'll probably put something together for Birds of Prey maybe in February, Rick. But we're already planning on Wonder Woman next year, so we're thinking ahead, and we already got the Batman watch party for 2021 planned. The details here on that are on Batman on Film proper. All right, Batman on Film, Rick. Batman on Film. Batman Day. Batman's 80th anniversary. We still have a few more months left to celebrate the 80th anniversary of Batman. Batman on Film. Authoritative, definitive.
And the Dead Gum original.
That's not mesquite enough, but whatever. That'll do. All right. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you next time.